1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Okay, mic check 1 2 1 2. What is going on? Mic check 1 2 1 2. You already know what to do in the YouTube chat. Put that one. Blue Acorn says, we them boys. Yo, Donald Boykin. Hey, what's going on? Demonica09, how's it going? Cardinals win. Jordan P, you're damn right. Thoughts on Kyler? I got to see the game. I just came back from the Pittsburgh game, so I didn't see any other football. I got to watch everything back tomorrow. Dead Viking says, ha, Steelers lost. Ha ha, I felt that pain. All right, as always, press that one if you can hear me. If you can't, click that two. Byron Linker. Brian Lincoln says, Seahawks, I know your pain, brother. Memphis Bosch in the building. TJ Blaze says, yo, how is it going, brother? Hit that tweet button if you're watching on Hot Mic. All right, let's just make sure we are clear. Get all the audio up. All right. I'm seeing a lot of ones. And ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the Hot Mic app as well. If you have not tuned in on Hot Mic already, tune in on Hot Mic. We're doing the same thing for this Sunday night football game, the same thing that we did for Saturday night football. What does that mean? We're here on YouTube for the simulcast only for the first half. So if you want to catch the second half, you got to go to Hot Mic. We had a lot of fun last night, all right? We did a little bit of different stuff on the live stream. So if you're here on YouTube and you did not tune into the stream last night on Hot Mic, you might want to download the app. Absolutely free. It's in the description. Download it so you can sync me to your television. Jeremy Herring says, them Eagles. Let me tell you something about the Eagles and Cowboys. What I tell you. I told you this since week 4. Since week 4. That the Cowboys would find a way to blow it, and in week 16, this would be the game for the division, and the Philadelphia Eagles would take down the Cowboys. However, the job's not done for the Eagles. They got to take care of business next week against the Giants, where Daniel Jones threw 5 touchdowns. I didn't see that coming. But what did I tell you? Reggie, the Cowboys aren't yet written down in the death note, but I'll tell you who is in the death note. Marv Glover. He just sent me a message just now. You know what Marv Glover says? I'm tired. I'm tired, bro. I can't. Or, because it's a Cowboys fan, you got to read it the right way. I'm tired. I'm tired, bro. I can't. We're supposed to be there, boys. We had Dick. We had Zeke. Amari Cooper. Man, the Ith. Skip Bayless. We had everybody. We was on the road, but we could not come away with the victory. We're supposed to be them boys. We no longer control our own destiny. We might not make it back to the Super Bowl. I'm saying the same thing about Pittsburgh right now. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Offense didn't get off the bus. I seen U-Haul employees move offenses better than Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph. And Rudolph actually came in and looked decent. And then what happened? My shoulder. And he couldn't finish the game. Then Duck came in. Quack, quack. Psyduck, psyduck. And what happened? Could not get into the end zone. Ridiculous. Our offense was out there looking like Wabba Fest. Wabba, wabba. We couldn't move the football. Ridiculous. Gotta be kidding me. Charles says, my Redskins, hey, I thought they was about to pack it in, and they started coming back. I didn't see that one coming. Sean in the building says he can hear me clearly. I appreciate you, brother. Oh, man. Candace, how's it going? Lamar Bourne says, my Jets hot, y'all out of here. Well, I mean, the way it's looking right now, next week is going to be interesting for that final playoff spot. Now, because I haven't seen any of the other scores, let me go and check out what the other scores on the games were. Because the only finals that I know is Cowboys, Eagles, Pittsburgh, because I was at the game, and then Baltimore and Cleveland, and also New Orleans and Tennessee, because I was tracking the game. So the Giants took down the Redskins. All right. Miami, Cincinnati came back to overtime. I'm shocked. I got to see that game. Indianapolis smacked Carolina. All right. Atlanta took down Jacksonville. Oakland beat the Chargers. They're keeping their playoff hopes alive. Denver took down Detroit. Arizona beat Seattle. Seattle lost at home? Oh, I got to watch this entire game back. What in the world? Wow, I didn't see that one coming. Arizona beat Seattle. What? Wow. Wow. What in the world? Wow, what kind of... You go to a Steelers game and watch them take an L, and the old football is out of whack. What's going on in the NFL? Carrie Hilson is... I said Carrie Hilson. Carrie Underwood is singing. Carrie Hilson is a whole other race. Am I a racist? Did I think Carrie Underwood was Carrie Hilson? What's wrong with me? Are my eyes for decoration? Why would I say that? It's kind of weird. She's a blonde. Carrie Hilson's hair is black. Carrie Hilson's black. Carrie Underwood is white. What's the matter with me? I'm actually a fan of Carrie Underwood. Why would I call her Carrie Hilson? What is wrong with me? The Pittsburgh Steelers lose. Now my mind is out of whack. What's going on, Jerry? What's going on? David Radler in the building. Will is in the building. Life like steak. First and foremost, because the game's fixing to kick off in about 6 to 7 minutes. Let's do our predictions. Who is winning Sunday Night Football? The Kansas City Chiefs on the road in Chicago, Soldier Field, taking on the Bears. I'll just say right now, because Kansas City's trying to keep pace in the first round by, territory, because that number 2 seed is still up for grabs for them, because all they really do need is New England to lose, and then they could get that number 2 seed. So, because Kansas City's still playing for something, I think they fixing a win on the road. Chicago's defense may just show up, but I have no faith in their offense. I'm rolling with Kansas City to win this game on the road. I think I'm going to say Chiefs. Every time I've said the score was going to be high, it messed it up being low, except last night when it ended up being a little bit high. I'd love to say this would be a touchdown spread, but I don't think so. I think this one might be the 10-point spread. Then again, last night I said it was going to be a 10-point spread. It wasn't. You think you guys feeling necrophilia? How we feeling? I'm seeing an 18-point difference. I'm seeing, all right. Lauren says KC 27-13. Will says Kansas City 38-21. Charles, I see Charles won. Solomon says Chiefs 23-13. Williams says Chiefs 31-17. Packer Nation says Chiefs 31-21. Reggie says Chiefs 26-23. Memphis Boss says Chiefs 27-17. Josh says Chiefs by 3 touchdowns. Nasmic says Chiefs 31-28. Angelica Bright in the building. Sherrod Pettaway in the building. Courtney Cole in the house says Kansas City's going to win. Mo says by 10 or 11 in favor of Kansas City. What? Amar Singh says Carson is done for the season. What happened to Chris Carson? Did he tear something? No. He was having such a good season. He could have been getting paid this offseason, man. Chris Carson got hurt. Oh, no. He got a hip injury. Oh, no. They said he's out for the season. Dwayne Brown is done too. Oh, Seattle, no. That's brutal. Oof. All right. Ray says 40, high-scoring game. You know what? I think this can be a sneaky game. Dominic says Mike Ingram got a calf strain. Kyler Murray got hurt, says Josh. What happened in week 16? Who hired some Italians to start whacking people on the field? What's happening? Why were people getting hurt? Marquise Pouncey got hurt. He got carted off the field. Then Mason Rudolph got whack-a-mole, but it was a shoulder. Nobody hit him with a helmet, but the spirit of a helmet hit him over the shoulder. Myles Garrett went in his house. Myles Garrett was smiling when he saw Mason Rudolph coming to the game and get hurt. Why are people getting hurt? What's happening? Procise is hurt too. He doesn't even get snaps like that. He got hurt in warm-ups. Was the water spiked with poison? What is going on? Why is everybody getting hurt? Shoot, I might just be hurt. My heart was beating at a very irregular pace a little bit earlier. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I thought somebody wrote me down in the death note. I was walking all like, heartburn. I needed some Claritin PE. What is going on? Skylar in the building. What's going on? But I'm seeing a whole lot of Kansas City. Danica says Chiefs 45-17. Good Lord. You know what? I'm feeling the Chiefs in the 40-point range, man. But then at the same time, I feel like Chicago might make this relatively entertaining. I want to say this is going to be necrophilia, but for some apparent reason, I feel like Chicago's defense may find the end zone. They are playing in Soldier Field. They don't really have too much to play for. Granted, the season is over, but they can play spoiler. They can't kick Kansas City out of the playoffs. Kansas City has already clinched their division and a home game. Well, that's what happens when you clinch your division. But they have an opportunity to get a first-round bye if they could just keep pace with the Patriots. So, you know what? Boy. I'm going Kansas City. Ooh, this is a bold prediction, man. I don't think there's going to be 7 touchdowns. I'll say Kansas City 40, Chicago 32. How about that? Kansas City 40, Chicago 32. We'll go with that. Should I get rid of the numbers that are already here dormant from last night? You know what? I'm going to do it. So every time a team gets a score, they going to get a brand new number. So we might have hashtag BigAss4 or hashtag BigAss7. Let's get rid of all these other numbers that we could just slide up in there. You can't see it, but I can see it. Let's get these up out of here. So when somebody scores, we can have the fictitious drum roll. Nick Cannon, please don't do it because Eminem took your soul. But who do you think will score first? Let's do that. Who do you think will score the football first? If Kansas City gets it on the opening drive, do you think they go down the field and score? Put a 1 if you think Kansas City scores their first possession. Put a 2 if you think Chicago. Matter of fact, let's just say who strikes blood first. Kansas City 1, Chicago 2. Who's getting on the board first? Lamar says Kansas City will score first. Braxton Hunter Fairchild says Kansas City. Ruben says Kansas City. Packer Nation says Kansas City. Williams says Kansas City. Solomon says Kansas City. Carson says Kansas City. If this is Chris Carson, get well soon, brother. If it's not Chris Carson, that's a good name. But get out of my car, son. Deron Johnson says 1. Lamar says 1. Will says 1. Andre says 1. Memphis Boss says 1. Charles says 1. Angelo says 1. Steven is the first I've seen say the Bears. Nathan says the Bears. Spark Daddy says the Bears. Sam Kelly says the Bears. Nicaragua says the Bears. Or is that Muriwara? Is Mugiwara? Is that not Straw Hat in Japanese? I feel like that's Straw Hat in Japanese. I may have been watching too many One Piece. Percy Femer says Chicago. Sam Baszler says Chicago. I'm seeing a whole lot of more Kansas City than Chicago. Pope Bog Bum Man says Chicago. Robert Sharp says Kansas City. Candace Leach says Chicago. Terrence says Kansas City. Paul and David say Kansas City, but Zay says the Bears. Lifelike Steak says the Bears is going to be a turnover from Mac. And ladies and gentlemen, we're live on the Hot Mic app. We will be doing the intro in just a little bit. As always, we're going to do the shout-outs after the first play on Hot Mic, after the second play on YouTube. And remember, we're tuned in. Oh, Devin Hester's in the house. Ooh, he looks kind of chunky. He's been hanging out with Donovan McNabb. What's going on? Dude put on some weight. What's going on with Devin Hester? You can see the weight in his face. He's been chilling with Lizzo. What's going on? But he's in the building. I always love Devin Hester. I can't even say one of my favorite returners of all time. He is my favorite returner of all time. Remember when he had that 100 on Madden? When it came to speed, that was absolutely beautiful. And they got Cordero Patterson, who's an absolute beast. Second in NFL history with 29.9 return yardage. And he's got 7 kickoff returns for a touchdown. I believe that's third all-time. No, fourth all-time. Pardon me. I think Joshua Cribbs has that record for the most. But Harrison Buckner, or is it Bucker, pardon. But there's a kickoff, and ladies and gentlemen, we are live in Hold My Nugget Studios for your 2019 NFL Week 16 Sunday Night Football game highlight commentary live in Hot Mic. And I am your host, your favorite broadcaster, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical, individual, the chiseled Adonis. Now, if you have not already, download the Hot Mic app. Let me put in the YouTube chat room for you. just so you can get your, if you're not looking into the description, there it is for you. Click those links, download the Hot Mic app, use a promo code Adonis, all caps, get it on your phone. We are going live on the simulcast on YouTube for only the first half. The second half is exclusively on Hot Mic. Very first play, Mitch Trubisky picks up 6 yards, setting up 2nd and 4. Let's go down the list on Hot Mic. Shout out to Tony Zimmerman, Andre, Will, AJG, William, Reggie 96, Josh, DeMonica, Will, Candace Leach, Theo Ellington. How is it going? If you're tuning in on Hot Mic, click that tweet button on the left-hand side. Let your Twitter followers know that you're tuned in to Hold My Nugget Studios. Ruben Vargas, Lino, or is it Leno? Zay in the building. 2nd and 5 for the Bears. I thought it was 6 yards. Hand off to David Montgomery Burns, but it was a Genjutsu. It's a QB keeper. And Mitch, I'm not a bitch, Trubisky picks up a couple of yards, setting up 3rd and 3. Head to the YouTube chat room. Let's see who's in the building. Desmond Edmond and Paul in the building as well. Jordy in the building. Donald Boykin in the house. Random Trainer X. Enable Phoenix. Ashton White. Percy Fema. Mr. GameCube. How is it going? Sonic Dew, Letitia, Josh, as always, how is it going? Thanks for tuning into the stream. Third and 4 for the Chicago Bears. Hand off to Chicago Midget. There's Tariq Cohen. He's going to get a push from behind, and he's going to pick up that first down. He can't get on a ride at Six Flags. He can't go to Dorney Park and get on a ride, but damn it, he can move those chains for the first down. Only a minute and a half has elapsed. Levi Wright, Angelica Bright, Carter Wright, William in the building. Chef Max, how are you doing? What you cooking up tonight, Chef? It's Just Vaughn, Sean Clay, Joey the Goat, Don Gorgon, Tanvir, Danica Shuck, Percy Femer, Matthew Parker, Calvin Williams, Craig Skiff. There's Mitch Trubisky looking towards his right. Pass cannot be corralled by Wims, but hey, Honey Badger thinks he got his toes down, man. But he's joking. Let's get a replay. Let's see what just happened. That could have possibly been an application to the 10 toes down challenge. Honey Badger always Johnny on the spot. Does he get? He doesn't get that foot down. He's participating in the 5 toes down challenge. But wait a minute. This ain't college. What's wrong with him? Sergeant McMuffin in the house. Brian Linker in the building. How is it going, guys? How's it going? 2nd and 10. Handoff. No, it's not. It's a QB keeper once again. That might just be helmet to helmet. Good Lord. Mr. Trubisky's head got spiked. You talk about like they showed up to the Elix Forest and had a helmet to helmet contact. Now, if you were not aware, the Chicago Bears are already eliminated from playoff contention. They cannot possibly. Oh, that wasn't helmet to helmet. That was a shoulder pad. Good hit by Hitchens. But the Bears are already eliminated from playoff contention. The Chiefs are playing to possibly get that not only number 3 seed, but also that number 2 seed. All they need is a New England loss and another win next week, and they will ascend to a first-round bye. 3rd and 5. Trubisky steps up in the pocket. He's going to use his legs. It should be enough for a first down. Look at the spin of that football. You kidding me? Sonic Football Star, how are you doing? Leon says, can you cast any Troy Aikman game, please? That fool called the replay the money shot earlier. You know, every Thursday night football game I had been doing, I should say taking over for Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. So if you were able to tune in on the Thursday games, I took over for them. Since there's no Thursday game next week, I will be live Sunday night. Oh my Lord, Anthony Miller cannot keep the football. There's going to be a loss of about 10 yards, maybe even 11. But I am going live tomorrow night for Monday Night Football. Also going live Wednesday night for basketball. This will be my first basketball game. between the Los Angeles Lakers and Los Angeles Clippers on, Christmas night. So you will be around your family. Why not turn on some Chiseled Adonis commentary? And more importantly, we got ourselves a new partner on Hot Mic. If you are aware of these names, put a one in the chat. Do you know who Steven Jackson is? Do you know who Matt Barnes is? Are you aware of the All the Smoke podcast? Well, guess what? They will be live on Hot Mic, and they are joining the Hot Mic family. So if you have not already downloaded the app, download the app, use the promo code Adonis, and tune in. You get to hear broadcasters you'd love to hear before, but you can't because on television they don't get employed. So you go and you listen to it live on the app. We're expecting a huge audience, a whole lot of new viewers coming in. They might be affiliated with the, All the Smoke podcast. They want to hear those former players, call the games. And who knows, they might just tune in to Hold My Nugget Studios and we can have some more partners on our side. So let your family know, let your friend know to tune in to Hot Mic, man. Yeah, it's all the talk on when it comes to apps. Mitch Trubisky cannot pick up the first down. They're going to be forced to punt. Ryan Clear says basketball. Yes, I know you guys been waiting for the longest. And for the post-game commentary for basketball, it starts on Christmas. So I will be covering the Christmas games most likely on the following Thursday. I should be able to pick up the Christmas games. I'll probably compile them. I'm not too sure how I want to deliver it yet, but it'll come to my mind. I want to do it very different from the way it was last year. The playoffs, I'll be going live on Hot Mic for every single game. McCole Hardman's got nowhere to go. He's going to be tackled, not immediately, but he's not going to be able to advance the football anywhere. And Kansas City's going to take the field after about 5 minutes and 32 seconds has elapsed on a Chicago drive that resulted in a punt. Simply Deep in the house. Here's a shout out to Simply Deep. He was one of my very first subscribers. I believe Simply Deep been around since I had about maybe 10, maybe 50 subscribers. Long-time supporter, man. Long-time supporter. Levi Wright says the Bears are trying to play spoiler. Absolutely. Sonic Dew says, what's my thoughts on the Bucks? Arguably, well, I can't even say arguably the best team in the East. Damn it, they are the best team in the East. They're taking care of business, man. Danica Shuck says, thoughts on the Steelers game? I'll tell you this much. What happened with Pittsburgh is this. Offensively, there is no offense. Defensively, I'm not concerned at all. I've gone on the record countless times and said, if Pittsburgh can score 17 points, I believe they can beat any team. Any team. It sounds crazy to say, but if they can score 2 touchdowns and a field goal, I believe Pittsburgh's defense can take care of business against any team. The only problem is, offensively, you're dealing with a practice squad. Offensively, you're dealing with a JV team. Offensively, you're dealing with a team that would struggle to play against Alabama in college, struggle to play against Ohio State in college, struggle to play against, teenagers, because these guys just cannot put together a drive. The offensive line can give you time. The quarterbacks are so inept they can't see people who are open. The receivers, they're ridiculously young, so there's times in which they can get open and other times they can't. Nobody is dependable on the Steelers' offense. The offensive line was top 3 in the league for about 5-6 years. All of a sudden, Big Ben gets hurt. Now they're shuffling left and right. People can't stay healthy. Guys are missing blocks. The running game is filled with running backs that cannot seem to stay healthy. James Conner gets hurt, he comes back, he gets hurt, he comes back, he gets hurt. Nobody knows. But the offense is absolutely atrocious. That is the only problem. But of course, we already knew that, said Alberto Del Rio. What we need to do is get somebody at quarterback who can at least maintain a damn game and not shoot you in the foot. TJ Watt gave you a strip sack. Mason Rudolph went down the field, got you a touchdown. We went into the half 10 up. Then the defense only squandered 2 field goals, but offensively could not move the football. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Pittsburgh fans have been praying for a defense. We finally get it, and then Ben, my elbow. Well, I don't care that you broke your elbow. That's a lie. I actually do care that you broke your elbow. But damn it, don't you wish you had Ben? It got me feeling like Spider-Man, Peter Parker challenge. I'm missing Ben every day of the week. Ryan Stanley in the building. Simply Deep, I appreciate you stopping by to show some love. Do me a favor, if you have not already, download that Hot Mic app. Use a promo code Adonis. The app is absolutely free. There is no catch whatsoever. I'm not a telemarketer, okay? I'm not Billy Mays here telling you to pay $29.95 for something, and the shipping and and handling charge is like $100. The app is absolutely free. Download it. It's zero hassle. Takes about 6 seconds. Promo code Adonis, all caps. As the Kansas City Chiefs fail to move the football, and they're going to set up a 3rd and long situation. Shadow Kage said, if we had Big Ben, we would have easily won this game. You're absolutely correct. Danica Shuck says, am I uploading anything tonight? The only thing I'm uploading tonight will be my Steelers post-game reaction. That is the only thing I'm uploading tonight. All of the games for today on Sunday, outside of the Sunday Night Football game, of course, that commentary will be posted tomorrow at 5 or 6 because it's going to be a whole lot of games I got to cut up from scratch, so it might just take a little bit more time. Patrick Mahomes looking deep. He connects with Sammy Watkins, moving the chains, and Kermit the Frog is ecstatic. Moving the chains for Kansas City. The Kansas City Bloods advancing the football, keeping their drive alive. Sammy Watkins one-on-one with Kyle Fuller. Runs a simple post, breaks it off into a post dig. Great hands, all hands on that catch, I might add. You kidding me? His hands are not for decoration. Kyle Fuller, very good coverage. He was right there, but damn it, when you're not 6 foot and your hands are, length challenged, you can only hope that you'd be able to break that pass up. The carry from the running back does not get enough yardage. LaShawn McCoy not healthy enough to go. Dressed in a coat. His shoulder pad somewhere in the locker room. On the season, 101 carries, 465 yards, 4 TDs. He is inactive tonight. Manuel says, Mr. Chisel Adonis, I'll see you next week for our match. Indeed. Levi Wright says, Ravens are looking nice. We just got to stay healthy. Indeed, they are. But Baltimore does need to stay healthy. They definitely do. I think injuries will hurt that team dearly. Or I should say drastically. Because Baltimore has all the signs of a Super Bowl. However, we have seen it year in and year out. One of the top 2 teams in the league has suffered a big-time injury late in the season. We've seen it year in. We've seen it year out. And that derails them in the playoffs. It's happened. If you look at the past, or I should say the number 1 or 2 team in the NFL over the course of the last decade, they haven't won the Super Bowl. It's been number 2 that more usually wins. But Baltimore is undoubtedly the best team in football right now. I just hope injuries don't derail their season. Patrick Mahomes on the run. You talk about a pump fake. He almost got 44 out of his cleats, but he's able to bring him down for the stop. But it's probably going to be about a pickup of 1, setting up about 2nd and 9. Ryan Clear says Jameis Winston should join the Gruden Grinders. I'll tell you this much. Jameis Winston is a very confusing quarterback. I've said countless time and time again. I feel as if Jameis Winston is a dentist that also owns a candy store. He can help you and he can hurt you at the exact same time. It's very confusing. I saw a meme that said, Jameis, if he had a daycare, either your kid, is well taken care of or your kid is dead. There's no in between. It's one or the other. It's so confusing. I told you guys, if Jameis threw more than 2 INTs, they're going to lose the game, but I did believe the Bucs would make things interesting. As Mahomes is able to connect with his tight end, moving the chains to the 40. Reggie says the Steelers would have won if they had Dante. What happened to my hands? Moncrief on the team. I think the Steelers would have won if the Jets had Dante Moncrief on defense. They wouldn't have had 2 interceptions. Ultra Instinct puts $9.99 on it. Says, what's up, Chisel? How about them Eagles, boy? Wentz won with practice squad offense. That's elite talent. Got to close it out next week against the Giants. I wouldn't necessarily say they got a practice squad offense. If you were looking for a practice squad offense, look on the other side of Pennsylvania. As the Chiefs pick up about 4 yards, setting up a 2nd and 6 situation. But hell of a game by Wentz. I got to go back and watch the entire game like I plan to do with every single game. So it's going to be a lot of football tomorrow. So I could just catch up and brush up. Because every time I give you the post-game analysis of what happens, I try to do my best to watch every single game. Now, does that mean I sit there for the entire 3 hours and, elapse, 16 different games and watch all the games in its entirety? No. But you got to know how to watch football when you're skimming through. I do everything like film study. Josh says Mahomes' sidearm passes are so good to watch. I agree. Mahomes' sidearm passes are great. However, you throw like this long enough, elbow, shoulder could become a problem. It's easier to do this than to do that. You do this and you're messing around and get hit. You don't want to have a situation like that. But damn it, he's doing well for himself right now. I don't want to wish injury on anybody. And here comes Khalil Mack. Did you see him grab at the ball and his balls? Well, what of a play by Khalil Mack. Brass man puts 199 on it, says Mr. Whitson is like Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. You're damn right. But Khalil Mack made a play. He got a sack, and you know what we're doing. Turning on that stereo. Return of the Mack. It is Return of the Mack. Come on, Return of the Mack. Making plays. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already, download the Hot Mic app. Use the promo code Adonis, all caps. Get the Hot Mic app on your phone. We've got 101 watching on YouTube. Do me a favor. We only got 68 likes. Hit that like button. Let's get it up to 100. 3rd and 18. Mahomes takes the snap. Looking deep down the middle. He's got Tyreek Hill, whose elevator made it to the top floor. He says, I may only be 5'2", but I got elevation in my legs. He's got bungees and he's not jumping. Or I should say he is jumping. If he had bungees, why the hell wouldn't he jump? Kevin Michael Von Magnum puts 10 on it. As bad as the Steelers are right now, just imagine being the Titans fan, knowing full well they may stick to the script again and be 1 yard short. You are correct, man. And I'll tell you this much. The Titans have an actual better situation than the Steelers because all they have to do is beat the Texans next week. All they have to do is beat the Texans. If Pittsburgh wins and the Titans win, the Titan will go to the playoffs because of strength of schedule. But we're in a situation next week where pretty much the Titans have the, the Texans have the number 4 seed all locked up, I believe. Yeah, I believe they have the number 4 seed all locked up. There's nothing that they can do to get the 3 seed if Kansas City wins today. So who's to say if they even play their starters knowing that they're going to play Buffalo in 2 weeks? But they have an opportunity to knock out a rival. Baltimore has a first-round bye all clinched up. So who's to say if they play their starters against Pittsburgh? This is going to be a very confusing situation because both teams need to win and their adversaries don't necessarily need to play anybody because Houston knows exactly who they're playing if Kansas City picks up a win today. So this is going to be very intriguing to see how everything plays out. I'm excited for Week 17. It's going to be some very, very good football. Third and 4, 2:16 left to play. Kansas City at, or I should say left to play in the first quarter. Kansas City at Chicago's 22-yard line, but a timeout comes in from the sideline. Or is it a timeout? Because they're not signaling a timeout. Matt Nagy wants to speak to the official. Chicago's challenging to see if it was actually a forward pass. Well, I'll be damned. I did not see this one coming. That's a forward pass. It got deflected, but that's a forward pass. I'm not sure what Matt Nagy saw. I don't know who spoke into his ear and told him he should throw that challenge flag. I wouldn't have thrown it. I don't think that was a very good challenge. What you guys think? Do you guys think that was a first? Do you think that was a forward pass or do you think it was a backwards pass? Put a 1 if you think it was a forward pass. Put a 2 if you think it was a backwards pass. Josh says Khalil Mack Pro Bowl selection was a reputation pick. I agree. This was not Khalil Mack's one of a Khalil Mack caliber season. Derek says, what are my thoughts on the Vikings offense this year? I feel as if they're way better this year than they were last year. I believe that they can get the job done. My only issue is consistency. Because Kirk family member Cousins has been balling this season. I'm never going to question Dalvin Cook. My only problem is they seem imbalanced. Sometimes they're heavy run, other times they're heavy pass, but never in a game, or I should say consistently in games, have I seen them go out there and they're truly a balanced attack. They're succeeding in what it is that they're doing. It's different from the Cowboys because the Cowboys have the same problem, but they're failing when they're doing it. The Vikings are succeeding. However, that run game has to come through in the postseason. They're going to need it. Brassman says terrible call. I agree. Broadway says Zadarius Smith deserved that spot. You know what? That's a hell of a selection. I do believe Zadarius Smith should have been in the Pro Bowl. He should have got there. Tyler Wilhelm says, will adult kindergartner Kyler Murray win Offensive Player of the Year for the rookies? Perhaps. Because we're going to close out the season with what have you done for me lately. My pick would still go to Josh Jacobs. I'm seeing a ton of people saying it's a very terrible, challenge, and I agree. I have to agree. I don't think that was a very good challenge. Twisted Viper says, who's my pick for Rookie of the Year? I would have to say Offensive Rookie of the Year. I got Josh Jacobs. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Nick Bosa. Yeah, there it is. A loss of a timeout. This was a terrible challenge. I want to know who told him to go and challenge that play. Because it's not rare that coaches go and make a challenge call. All right, there's times in which the coach can make an executive decision and throw that red flag onto the field and say, I feel as if we are slighted by the officials. However, this one in particular, somebody had to say that from upstairs. Because I do not think there were players who were running over to Nagy and lobbying for him to throw that flag. I'm sorry. That's not a very good football play. I'm not quite understanding why you would throw the challenge flag there. And on top of that, they jump off sides, giving Kansas City an automatic first down. They're currently now at the 17-yard line. Shotgun formation, trips to the right. Sammy Watkins going in motion. Patrick Mahomes, who has had this team going on quite the long drive, I might add. This is elapsing 10 minutes, or I should say 8 minutes at this point. There's the carry, pickup of about 3 yards. And ladies and gentlemen, we're live on the Hot Mic app. Also live on YouTube, but the simulcast on YouTube will go down after halftime. Brad Bebe says Shaq Barrett deserves Defensive Player of the Year. Let me tell you something. He picked up Chandler Jones got 4 sacks today. So that's going to be very interesting. Or was it Shaquille? No, yeah, it was Chandler Jones picked up 4 sacks today. So because he picked up 4 sacks, I believe Chandler Jones now usurps Shaq Barrett for the sack lead on the season. Yes, indeed he does. So if you look at the sack leaders this season, the sack leaders for this season, yeah, you know what? Chandler Jones is making his presence felt trying to get this Defensive Player of the Year. But I'd say it's still Stephon Gilmore, TJ Watt, Chandler Jones, Shaq Barrett. That's the 4-man race. There's Mahomes rolling towards his left. He can use his feet, and he's going into the end zone for the Kansas City touchdown. Everybody who pressed that number 1 and said the Kansas City Chiefs would score first on a 15-play, 82-yard drive, 7 minutes and 58 seconds, and it's too easy for Patrick Mahomes to get into the end zone and lay down some property because it's free real estate. It's too easy for Mahomes. Touchdown, my homeboy. And we're just going to wait on this extra point from Harrison Butker and see if he gets to 7. And indeed he does. So you know what time it is. Nick Cannon, drum roll, please. I said drug roll. That ain't what you want. Time to get that number, and you know what it's going to be because it's 7 points on the board. So hashtag Big Ass 7. Hashtag Big Ass 7. You see it? It's covering up my eyes and my nose. It's just my mouth and my beard. Hashtag Big Ass 7. Hashtag Hold My Hot Mic. And ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Hold My Nugget Studios and on the Hot Mic app, YouTube, and the app as well. If you have not already downloaded the app, download the app, get it on your phone. Simulcast will subside at halftime, but we still will be up on Hot Mic. Let the people know, hashtag Big Ass 7, hashtag Hold My Hot Mic. I'm tweeting out myself. Hashtag Big Ass 7, hashtag Hold My Hot Mic. Kansas City versus Chicago. Let the people know. There we go. See the people loving the hashtag Big Ass 7. Beautiful. Let's go check on Twitter world and see what's going on over there. Myself and Urinating Tree are feeling the pain as Steelers fans. We had false hope. Felt that L. Dakota Whitehouse says, do you think that the Broncos can escape the death note in the regular season at least? If we could get pieces on both sides. Also, hashtag Big Ass 7. I'll tell you this much. The Broncos desperately needs offensive help. All right, they got to get a solid offensive line. They desperately need a number 2 receiver because, in my opinion, Courtland Sutton is a bona fide number 1 receiver. So they need a number 2, a legit number 2. I don't think tight end is a big time, concern for them. But defensively, I think they just need a little bit more help on the D-line. Bring in one more linebacker, possibly a middle linebacker who can be all-world. They need that. But they definitely they just need a little bit more help. I think try out the Drew Lock experience. Give him a shot next year, and we'll see where he's going. Dylan Dunn has sent me the photo, just checking up to see if y'all still them boys. And here is the updated photo to see if they still them boys. All of the quarterbacks you see listed here has given the Cowboys an L. There's the return from Cordero Patterson. He will not get to the 25, let alone the 20. He brings it out to, I believe, the 17 or 18-yard line. Dylan Dunn in the building. Amir Singh in the building. Kyle in the building. Charlie Brown in the building. Bit of Samurai. Tyson. Theo Ellington. IRB in the house. William Newsom in the house. Tony Zimmerman. Hoodie Zay. Q Harlan. Marvin DeJesus. Or DeJesus. TJ Blaze. Matt Wallach. There's a handoff to David Montgomery Burns. He picks up 2 yards to the 20, setting up 2nd and 8. Lamar Sorrell in the house. Here we go. Tyrann Mathieu, new to the Kansas City Chiefs, leaving the Texans last year. He's leading his team in interceptions with 3. Second and 8, under a minute left to play in the first quarter. Mitch Trubisky, shotgun formation. Even set, takes the snap, looking left the entire time, throws up a duck. Allen Robinson trying to tell the Kansas City Chiefs defense to hold my Nuggets, but there would be no fellatio on this play because the pass was roofed, and turns out they're living on a a one-story building. Tim Hendricks says, we all won today. The Cowboys lost to the Eagles backup water boy. Hashtag Big Ass 7. 3rd and 8 for the Bears. Hard count in an attempt to get the Chiefs to jump off sides. That was not the case. That's good discipline. Dumped off to Anthony Miller. Can he get a couple blocks? He will not. He'd only get 1 yard, but they needed 8. As Thornhill makes the tackle. and forces the Bears to have to punt, and most likely this will be the final play of the first quarter, where we see the Kansas City Chiefs leading over the Chicago Bears. 7-0. Hashtag big ass 7-0. Great tackle by Thornhill. He went for the feet, so he might just have a foot fetish. There's the whistle, and that is the end of the first quarter. Thus far, it's been all Kansas City. They've only had one drive, and they put it into the end zone. They've possessed the ball nearly 8 minutes, 7 minutes and 58 seconds to be exact. One penalty is shared by each team. Kansas City, 82 total yards to Chicago's measly 26. Kansas City, 62 passing yards. Chicago, -8. But Chicago is running the ball more than Kansas City. But did that help them get it to the end zone? Absolutely not. Mitch Trubisky, 0 for 1. Patrick Mahomes, 6 for 9 for 69 yards. What does that mean? 6'9", 6'9", 6'9", still in prison. Goody Zay saying, I want to admit live on Hot Mic, I was wrong for booing Daniel Jones when we drafted him. I'm very sorry. Beast Mode, 45 pounds, says, so next week it's a must-win for your Steelers to get into the playoffs, so as long as the Titans lose, how do you think it's going to play out? Personally, I feel like my Ravens will mail it in and rest key players. Hashtag Big Ass 7. I'll tell you this much, Beast Mode. I would like to think that the Ravens will rest their starters, but something inside of me tells me that they will not. So it's going to be a very uphill battle for Pittsburgh, going on the road into Baltimore. Also, Tennessee in a must-win situation against Houston, who virtually does not have too much to play for. But Houston did not win handedly against Tennessee in Tennessee 2 weeks ago. However, it was just enough to walk away with the W. They had a very grueling first quarter, and then they jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Tannehill ended up bringing them back. So I'm very curious to see how Houston ends up playing. I'll tell you this much. I can see a situation where the Steelers mess around and win against Baltimore, only to see the Texans lose their game and give Tennessee a chance to get to the postseason. So the way I see it playing out right now, man, I got Tennessee going to the postseason. Remember what I told you guys on the Hold My Nuggets podcast, and we will be taping, episode 18 this week. But I did say I believe Tennessee is a shoo-in for the playoffs. I thought it'd be between Buffalo and Pittsburgh who would get that final spot. Now that Pittsburgh is a shoo-in, I personally believe Pittsburgh will win next week. I think Pittsburgh will walk into Baltimore and walk away with the W because Baltimore has nothing to play for. However, I do believe that Tennessee will beat Houston. I said all along, I believe Tennessee will get Houston once. I'm not going back out because I'm a Steelers fan. I think Tennessee's going to the playoffs and Pittsburgh's going to miss. They had an opportunity to win the game. They had to win today. All Pittsburgh had to do was win today. They screwed it up. Or hell, I should say they had to win today and last week, but whatever the case may be, they control their own destiny, and for a second year in a row, they screwed themselves over. Darius says he's going to give Adonis some money for Christmas. Are you? Well, if you'd like to, ladies and gentlemen, look to the left-hand side of your screen on the bottom hand. You see right there, those are the donation links if you would like to donate. So shout out to everybody who jumped onto the stream and decided to donate. I appreciate you guys. You aid with the stream. I don't keep none of the money and hoard it for myself and go out and buy myself a meal. I'll put the money back in to the stream. Get some new cameras. Get a new webcam. Would you love to see me in 4K? I'm sure that you would. Would you like to see my hair follicles growing out of my face? Well, with the right camera quality, that can happen. And you can aid in making that become a reality. 1st and 10 from the 30. There's the handoff. And it's going to be a pickup of about 2. But you know what? I'd have to say that whistle was blown a little bit faster, as Ware would pick up 2 yards. Spencer Ware, that is, who was on the Kansas City Chiefs, ended up leaving the Kansas City Chiefs, only to be re-signed by the Kansas City Chiefs. He was on the, I believe it was the Colts earlier this year. Darius 1224 is a man of his word. He puts 20 on it. Says, Merry Christmas, homie. Keep up the good work. The channel is growing. Hashtag Fly Eagles Fly. Congratulations to your Eagles, brother, and I appreciate you. Mahomes on the run, and Kermit the Frog throws the football away. But there's a flag on the play. Perhaps there is a passer who was roughhoused. Treated him like a prostitute in the face of an angry pimp. There's the roughing the passer call, and it's going to be an automatic 15 yards and a first down for the Kansas City Chiefs. Steelers 75 says, Chisel, did you meet any fans today? You know what? I did run into about a couple of supporters. I ran into 7 different supporters right in front of section 101. If you DM'd me on Instagram and tried to find me, I put it out on Twitter. I told you guys, check my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. That way you can keep track of where I'll be. I put it up on my Instagram. I put a post to let you know what location I would be in. But unfortunately, if I did not get an opportunity to take a photo with you, maybe next time. I heard the Giants are hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers next year. So, hey, I'll be at that game for sure. But this time around, I'll be there early in the morning for tailgating. Who knew traffic would be as busy as it would be headed to the stadium? I left about 3 hours early to make it to the stadium. Turns out that was not the case. Did I leave 3 hours early? I feel like it was 2 hours early. Whatever the case may have been, it took way longer. I got to the stadium at about 12:17. It took me over 50 minutes in order to get to the parking spot. Did not see that one coming. So if I did miss your tailgate, because a couple of people, I can't even say a couple, I have to say several different people invited me to their tailgate. I could not make it in time. There's the handoff to Williams. He's able to pick up a first down for the Chiefs. Winston Watson says, Chiseled is rocking that cap. Thanks very much, man. This is my bookie AG cap. Unfortunately, we didn't have that opportunity to work together this year. Maybe later this year on the on March Madness, maybe during the NBA season, whatever the case may be, I'll keep reaching out, see if we could partner again. Broadway CJ 97. All you had to do was follow Broadway. CJ says, we want N64 quality Chiseled. I love me some N64. Hand off to Damian Williams, or I should say South Park son of Satan, Damian Williams. He does not go anywhere. Pierre Lewis with the tackle. Darian Freeman says, let's be honest, guys. We are glad that the Cowboys are out. I would love to say that they're out, but they're not. They still got a chance. Tommy Griffin in the building says, what's up, Chisel? Love my team, Pittsburgh Steelers. I still love Pittsburgh, but damn it, they hurt your soul, don't they? And ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the Hot Mic app for the second half. We're also live right now, so if you have not tuned in on Hot Mic, do me a favor and tune in. We got 191 watching on YouTube. Let's see if we can get that number up to 200. Share with your friends. Let them know that we are live. But more importantly, click that like button. JC Spectral Umbreon says, how are those Gruden Grinders still in playoff contention? Let me tell you this right now. The Gruden Grinders are still in playoff contention, but they're going to need a whole lot of help. How is that? For one, they need Pittsburgh to lose. 2, they need the Titans to lose. And I think that way, and a little bit more help, somebody else would have to lose as well, and then they can make it into the playoffs. Mahomes' pass was floated into the air, missed Watson, but could have been intercepted, but it was not. Good Lord, Floyd was deep in coverage. What was his big ass doing back there? AFC East all clinched up with the Patriots taking down the Bills last night. Patriots clinched the AFC East for the 11th consecutive time. Kansas City Chiefs have already wrapped up their division. Currently sitting at 10-4, fighting to see if they could possibly get a first-round bye as long as New England loses next week to New York, I believe. No, Miami, perhaps. Who are the Patriots playing next week? They are playing Miami. There is the kick from Butker. It goes through the uprights. It is good. And we've got a 10-3 lead for Kansas City. Let's get rid of that 7. Bring back that 0. Make it a little bit smaller. And you know what time it is. You know what number got to go. Because when you add something to a 0, well, you got to add 10 to a 0 to get 10. But we got to add the 1 to make it a 10. So you know what time it is. Hashtag Big Ass 1. Hashtag big ass one. Look at the one right next. Hashtag big ass one. Let me look at the one. Am I looking at the one? I don't feel. No, I'm looking the wrong way. Let me look at the one. There's the one right there. What you doing, one? You kind of large, one. Why this one so big? I don't like the one being so big. This ain't the Matrix. I don't remember Neo being that large. Why this one so big? Hashtag big ass one. Kansas City Chiefs 10-0 lead on the road in Soldier Field. I don't like how this one is lining up. Let me move the 0 a little bit higher then. Bam. I feel like the 0 got to be a little bit bigger. Bam. There we are. That looks more realistic. Hashtag big ass one. 10-0. Danica, you right. Did I say something else? I can't remember what I done said. But it's a hashtag big ass one. Death Scythe 504 puts 10 on it. Says, greetings from Who Dat Nation. Keep up the good work, my guy. I appreciate you, Who Dat Nation. Thank you so much for the win later on, or I should say early on today. Needed you guys to beat the Titans, and you did. I've never been one to, trust in other teams to take care of business, but hey, get it how you can, huh? I see a ton of the hashtag big ass one. Choi 324 says, big ass L for the Steelers. You ain't lying. It's a big ass L for the Steelers. Eugene is laughing. Lex Lear says, ha 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 ha, big ass one. Angelica Bright with the drum roll. There it is. Reggie 96 says, Steelers fans, get ready. We're going to send you going home crying to your mama next week. Go, and now go Ravens, go. We will see, man. We will see. It's going to be a tough matchup. The Ravens locked up number 1 seed, first round bye and advantage at home throughout the playoffs. So they've got virtually nothing to play for, but they have an 11-game win streak. Do they want to keep their momentum going? And the Texans locked up their division last week, or I should say yesterday as well. In the NFC, the Eagles take the lead over the Cowboys, defeating Dallas today. So all Eagles have to do next week is win, and they're in. The Cowboys have to win, and they need a little bit of help. The NFC West is now up for grabs next week. Winner take all. Winner take all. That's a throwback to the old Survivor Series 2001. But San Francisco wins, they are the 1 seed. If Seattle wins, they will be, I believe, the 2 seed. No, if Seattle wins, they'll be the 3 seed. New Orleans only got one. Oh, wow, the ball is ricocheted into the air. It's caught by Allen Robinson. But that's a hell of a catch by Robinson. But if Seattle wins next week and they win the division, they will be the 3 seed behind Green Bay, depending on how they play out tomorrow, and behind New Orleans. But if the 49ers win, they are the number 1 seed and NFC West champions. NFC North will be decided next week, at least for Green Bay's sake. If Green Bay takes down Minnesota, they will win the division and solidify themselves as the NFC North champions. But if the Vikings win, they take the lead in the division and send the Packers to the wild card. Quashawn Brown says, we got Zeke, we got Amari Cooper, Dathan Witten, Troy Aikman on commentary, Tony Roquman on commentary, but we got that L, we headed into the L train, but this not the last stop, we headed to elimination station, we get our name written down the depth note, and because for the dream of having a positive season, and I'm winning our division, our hope of getting 6 rings has now been absolutely deleted. Well, that could possibly be said next week. But Allen Robinson on contested targets, he's had 62 contested targets, 36 catches, tied for 3rd in the NFL, 4 TDs, 0 INTs. The most contested targets without an INT. What does that mean? 50-50 balls, throw it to Allen Robinson. Pause. Of course, get that man the football. Mitch Trubisky, screen pass to his tight end, and he's able to pick up the first down for the Chicago Bears. He's got that half sleeve, or I should say the 1 sleeve on 1 arm filled with tattoos. The Undertaker would be proud. Steelers 75 says, do you think our offense is the worst in the league? I don't think. Well, but then again, Pittsburgh's offense, Cincinnati or Pittsburgh is the worst offense in the league, man. But I'd have to say Pittsburgh's the worst offense in the league. I'm just going to go. You know what? I'm going to say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow. No, but yeah, Pittsburgh's the worst offense in the league. There's Mitch. I'm not a bitch Trubisky. Going deep. He's got Robinson. He does not. There's cricket sounds because Mr. Trubisky just missed it. Out of reach. You kidding me? All he needed was just the tip, but it was not enough. The pass sailed incomplete. He could not catch the football. Look at the route from Robinson. Look at the patience. Able to escape the honey badger, but is just out of reach. If Robinson was a 7-footer, that would have been a reception, but of course, he's not. Somebody call up his parents and ask why the man was not taller. 2nd and 10 in Kansas City territory from the 46-yard line. Mitch Trubisky takes the snap. Hand off to David Montgomery Burns. He's only going to pick up 1 yard to the 45, and we've got a 3rd and long situation for the Bears. No, Levi Wright, Galaxy, we can't say what happened to his hands. He didn't drop the football. It was just out of his reach. Mitch Trubisky saying, what happened to my arm? Input saying not even here, not even watching the game, just here for fun. I appreciate you tuning in. But also download that Hot Mic app. Use the promo code Adonis. App is absolutely free. Get it on your phone. Pass is dumped off to David Montgomery Burns. He does not convert on the 3rd down, and the kick will be too far for a field goal, so we're going to see the punt unit come back onto the field. 3 consecutive Chicago drives, 3 consecutive Chicago punts. And both times we've seen Kansas City's offense come onto the field, they have found pay dirt. Or I should say they found points. 4th and 7. Here comes the punt. I cannot foresee a fake here. 7:47 left on the game clock. There's the punt. A little bit of a running into the kicker, but it's not going to be called. Cordero Patterson is down there and stops the football at the 5-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 5. Yes, indeed. With 7:34 left to play in the 2nd quarter. The Kansas City Chiefs leading 10-0 over the Chicago Bears. We've already seen the big-ass 7. We've seen the big-ass 1. Can we see another? Well, we're not going to see another big-ass 7. We're going to see regular size 3. Can we see another regular size 3? That meaning a field goal from Kansas City. Maybe another hashtag big-ass 7 for the Kansas City Chiefs, or perhaps a defensive touchdown from the Bears, prompting another hashtag big-ass 7. Kevlock saying Hot Mic's freezing up for him. My apologies. We'll get that fixed for you. Chris Brown says, do you think the Steelers should draft a QB this year? You know what? I don't think they should. I think the Steelers should make a move for Teddy Bridgewater, but at the same time, Big Ben says he's coming back. So if Ben says he's coming back and he's fixing to be healthy, I'm rolling with Ben. I know you want to get the QB of the future, but you probably got Ben for 2 years if you can keep him healthy. Packer Nation says, has there been a big-ass 2? No, there has not been. Josh says, you can see Stephen A. and Shannon's reaction right now on Instagram. Oh, I'll probably go and check that out. It's all going to be in my video tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss this commentary. I got receipts. Ooh, it's going to be fun. Cowboys losing, just as I predicted. It's going to be ecstatic. Supreme Doggo says, poop, hi, what's up, poop? Evidently, fecal matter is on the mind of Supreme Drago. Adrian says Ben doesn't look healthy. Of course he doesn't look healthy right now. He's not. The man's been sitting on his couch not playing football. Mahomes threw for his first 30 games, nearly 10,000 yards, 73 TD passes, 109 passer rating. He has all first in NFL history. The only other person with over 7,000 passing yards in their first 30, games was Jay Cutler with 7,500 and Sid Luckman with 61 touchdowns. What does that mean? Mahomes is in a class of his own. Jonathan puts 2 on it, says Steelers play in Buffalo 2020. You going to go? You know what? That's quite the distance. But you know what? I think I'm going to go. I got a friend out there, former teammate in Buffalo. All I got to hit up is low-key row and say, hey, man, you trying to go up to Buffalo? Let's go out to that game, and damn it, we going. I might just be at 3 Pittsburgh games next year. I might go to Steelers-Bills. Most likely we'll go to Steelers-Giants, and I have to go to a game in Pittsburgh next year. But here we go. Shavang Patel says he's overrated, though, right? Are we talking about Patrick Mahomes? Because he's not. Travis Kelce picking up the first down. And now on this episode of Catching Travis Kelce, we've got another first down for the best tight end in football. You heard me right. The best tight end in football. Consistency, longevity matters, and he's been doing this for 5 seasons, setting the NFL record for 4 consecutive seasons with over 1,000 yards. He's been balling for half a decade. 1st and 10. Play action fake. Get rid of the football, Mahomes. Going deep. He says, screw it. Somebody down there overthrows Sammy Watkins. You saw Mahomes throw that football with all of his power. Well, not all of the power, because it probably would have went 80. But he stepped all the way into that throw. Mr. Football Man 52 says, can you make a cameo with Urinating Tree for his weekly this week in sports ball video? You know what? I'll reach out to him. I this Tuesday at evening, I might just jump into the dumpster fire with 5-point vids and Urinating Tree. These past, the past month and a half on Tuesdays, I've been ridiculously busy. But I think I should be able to tune in for this time. Great catch from Tyreek Hill, moving the chains to the 37-yard line. Jason says, yo, who the third-string QB for the Steelers? Third-string QB is Jalen Samuels, I think. Maybe Mike Tomlin himself. Danica Shuck says, I got the Necro Cam. What to do? Input says, I'm here instead of YouTube. I appreciate you, brother. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the YouTube chat room but you'd like to go over to Hot Mic, do me a favor. Click those links. Use the promo code Adonis. It's absolutely free. Get it on your phone. Austin Dagger says, who you got winning the Super Bowl this season? I am not sure just yet. Tyreek Hill picks up yet another first down for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to be tackled at midfield. We're approaching 5 minutes left to play in the first half. All Kansas City 10-0. Chicago thus far has had 3 possessions. All 3 have resulted in punts. Kansas City has had 3 possessions. They got a touchdown, they got a field goal, and here they are driving into Chicago territory. Mahomes has been putting on a great, classic when it comes to passing the football. 8 of 14, 95 yards. He does not seem to be rattled whatsoever. Long drives from Kansas City. Mahomes takes the snap sidearm to Travis Kelce. He's going to carry it for about 1 yard gain, setting up 2nd and 9 from the 48. So far, we've seen Kansas City possess the ball 12 minutes. Chicago has possessed it for 11. But Chicago has only put up 60 yards total offense. Kansas City 129 and counting. Damon Williams is this leading rusher for Kansas City with 18 yards. Leading receiver right now is Tyreek Hill with 3 catches for 38. Pardon me, 4 catches for 53. Mahomes, play action fake, looking back towards his right. Dangerous pass. Caught by Spencer Ware. Makes a couple of Bears miss. Look at the elusiveness, but there's a flag that's coming in. This could possibly be for a legal man down the field. But then again, I don't think they would call that on the screen pass, but it could happen. You saw a big lineman who was all the way down the field. We'll hear exactly what the call is. Perhaps it's a holding on the offense. I see one referee, one official saying that it's holding. Another one is saying big man down the field. And I think it's a legal man down the field for number 62. They got the camera on him right now. Oh, but they might just get a hold on 71 or an illegal block in the back. All I know is this is going to be called back. You know what? 62 was running down the field after the completion. There's got to be a holding. Yes, indeed. Both on 71. Good call by the ref. After watching the replay, you saw who the culprit was. Yes, indeed, number 71. It was you. Don't look confused. You know it was you. Look at this man smiling, trying to act as if he ain't the one who done did it. No, he kind of he got those Bugs Bunny teeth. What's his dentist's name? You out here playing the National Football League with messed up teeth? What's wrong with him? Jason puts 10 on it. Jason Todd is Batman. Says, you think we're going to get is free real estate? Is free real estate tag? Stay strong, my Bears brothers. It's free. It's free real estate tag. We'll see. I done said it already. Supreme Doggo is saying diarrhea. This man is really a fan of fecal matter. Foe says, I don't understand why Juju got the ball twice. You're completely correct. I was in the stadium for the game earlier today. I was not understanding why they had Juju on limited snaps. This is back-to-back weeks where we've seen Randy Fichtner out here with limited snaps for Juju Smith-Schuster and James Conner. Last week it was limited snaps for Conner when he really could have made an impact. This week it was limited snaps for Juju when he really could have made an impact. The season is on the line. This is not the time to be conservative. I understand players' health, but it's balls to the wall if you show up and you got to play. If it's week 5, week 6, week 12, I understand if it's limited snaps. Week 15, 16, damn it, if you on the field, you gotta go. That's all it is. Steelers 75 says, how screwed are the Steelers if Ben gets hurt next year? Well, damn it, it's the same thing. I might just play quarterback. Ethan says he's got longer teeth than Bears drives. Ha, that is in reference to number 71 of the Kansas City Chiefs. And here comes Khalil Mack. But Mahomes is able to get rid of the football to South Park son of Satan, Damian Williams, who's able to escape, Clinton Dix. But he's going to be tackled and brought down. Great play by Kansas City. 2:55 left to play. Look at this pass rush from Khalil Mack, nearly getting to Patrick Mahomes. Look how he gets right around 71. Says, please unhand me, sir. I got elected to the Pro Bowl and people don't think I should have made it. Let me show you why I'm so elite. Kamari Best says, y'all should have beaten the Jets. Well, offensively, they weren't there at all. The defense showed up. The defense absolutely showed up. But the offense, you're playing with a third-string practice squad offense. Mahomes takes the snap, but I'm hearing a whistle. On 3rd and 16, perhaps there's a timeout coming from the sideline of the Kansas City Chiefs. Chicago used a timeout? Why would they use a time? All right. Then again, they know they're going to get the football back, but it wasn't as if Kansas City was, buying their time. That's a very bizarre timeout from Chicago. I wouldn't have called that. That's interesting. I'm not a fan of that timeout call whatsoever. I'd keep those timeouts knowing that you only need one stop. You got the 2-minute warning. That would put you in a situation where you pretty much have 3 timeouts. I'm not understanding what the call was there. Chai 324 says, can you shout out my boy John for me? Shout out to John. Williams says, Chicago, why did you call a timeout? I honestly don't know. Perhaps they didn't have the right personnel. Maybe they weren't aware of what was happening on 3rd and 16. I wouldn't have called that timeout there. It's bad strategy if you go and you call that timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, we're tuned in on the Hot Mic app, also on YouTube as well. Shout out to the 84 in the room on Hot Mic, but we can do better. Do me a favor, download the Hot Mic app, get the promo code, or I should say use the promo code Adonis, all caps. Download the Hot Mic app onto your phone. Because the simulcast here on YouTube will go down during halftime. We are only streaming the first half on YouTube. The second half is exclusively on Hot Mic. So if you would like to hang out in Hold My Nugget Studios and watch the game along with me as I call it for you, do me a favor, download the app. It is absolutely free. Yesterday we had a ton of people move over from YouTube to the app. Now is your best opportunity to head over to the app. Steelers 75 says, I don't see the Steelers beating any playoff team if they make it in. I'll tell you this much. I don't think Pittsburgh can beat any playoff team either. But I'll tell you this much. If there was any sort of matchup that I would love for Pittsburgh to play, it would have to be against Houston. But that ain't going to happen. If the Pittsburgh Steelers were to make it to the playoffs by some miracle, they'd be playing against Kansas City. I do trust that defense against Kansas City's offense, regardless of how explosive they are. And Kansas City's defense is somewhat of a liability, but Pittsburgh's offense will not be able to quell them, or I should say advance the football. So the only reason why I want Pittsburgh to make to the playoffs is because I want Mike Tomlin to finally get a solidified Coach of the Year. 2008, he was a Coach of the Year, but it was Motorola Coach of the Year. It wasn't the official Coach of the Year. I just want Mike Tomlin to have Coach of the Year, and damn it, although I believe it's any given Sunday and Pittsburgh could make something happen, I have no faith that they'll be able to make a playoff push. But all you need is an invitation to the dance. Any given Sunday, 3rd and 16. Patrick Mahomes' pass was caught by Travis Kelce, but it's not enough for a first down. Approaching the 2-minute warning for Kansas City. The offense is not really heading to the sideline. Andy Reid chewing his gum rather, ferociously, masticating with his mouth, if you will. And it seems as if they might just go for it on 4th and short. Nagy on the sideline, not still, very I'm not, aware as to why they used that timeout. Philip Tapp says, why does YouTube shut off at halftime? I want you guys to go over to the Hot Mic app because during the playoff games, we're going to be doing less and less here on YouTube, but more and more on the Hot Mic app. We got to get more on Hot Mic. And we've got a cameo request that just came in. I will get to that during halftime. Cooper Hand says, I think Christian McCaffrey would have won MVP if they made playoffs. Nope. He would have had heavy consideration, but Lamar Jackson got MVP locked up. He's got MVP locked up. Michael Thomas could easily be the NFL MVP, but Lamar got it locked up. Foe says it's funny how CMC got more catches than run attempts. Well, not necessarily. I mean, this particular week, I think that he did. Let's see. Today, 13 carries, 54 yards. Christian McCaffrey is an absolute beast, man. This man's an absolute beast. But he broke the NFL record. Yeah, he has 2 100-catch seasons. He's the first in NFL history to do that. Man's an absolute beast. That's how the white man runs the football. Lamar Soro says, "Who do you think the Steelers can beat the Ravens with RG3 starting?" Absolutely. Sonic Dew says, "Reigning Coach of the Year, Matt Nagy." Everyone, absolutely. Desmond Edmonds says the reason why he called the timeout is the same reason he challenged that call earlier. Well, for the exact same reason, you're damn right. Ineptitude, genjutsu, stupidity. Asa 7, Asa 8, Asa 9. Toxic State says Harrison Butker could easily break the longest field goal record. So you think he can make it from 65 yards? Oh, my Lord, we might have a running into the kicker situation. 1:53 left on the clock. Oh, my Lord, Chicago shooting themselves in the foot. You know what? I should have went with my initial plan of this being necrophilia, and is feeling as if that is the case. As player Lewis goes underneath the feet of Dustin Colquitt, giving an automatic first down to the Kansas City Chiefs. 1:53 left to play in the first half. Chicago is doing absolutely nothing here tonight. One of the reasons why they are not in the postseason. Undisciplined football. From the 38-yard line of the Chicago Bears. Mahomes takes the snap, looking down the field, connects with Tyreek Hill. He's got a couple of blockers. This man is jumping all over the place for a gain of 8. He did all that dodging to land at the same yard mark that he was where he caught the football. But there's more laundry on the field. We've had a ton of penalties. I think about 4 consecutive penalties. Steelers 75 says, is Jason Garrett going into the death note? Absolutely. But he's not going to get fired. He's just not going to get rehired. Oh, my Lord, it's on the defense. Illegal hands to the face on the defense. It's an automatic first down. Oh, my Lord, Kwiatkowski getting a flag with his purple visor. 1st and 5 for the Kansas City Chiefs. Williams says, I'm seeing more laundry on the field than my washroom. This game has been all Kansas City Chiefs so far. 1:43 left to play in the first half. And ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the Hot Mic app on YouTube. If you're tuned in and have not downloaded the app, download the app. Use the promo code Adonis. As Travis Kelce was getting mauled on the floor. You know, they're trying to punch the football out and also punching him in his biceps. But download the Hot Mic app. We will shut off the YouTube stream at halftime and go live exclusively on Hot Mic. We've got 100 plus in the room on Hot Mic. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. On YouTube, we've got 204. Do me a favor, download that app. Get it on your phone and tune in. Oh, my Lord. Did you see how Kowalski done blew up Robinson? But still, Williams was able to pick up that first down. I hope we could get a replay of that run just now. Good Lord. 1:04 left to play. We've got a timeout coming in. Michael Brown says, is Freddie Kitchens getting the death note? I believe he will. Toxic State says, anybody know how close Travis Kelce is to breaking the tight end receiving record? I'll give an opportunity to go look up. Last year, the record was set by George Kittle with 1,377 yards. Right now, Travis Kelce is sitting at 1,131 yards. So what does that mean? He needs not only a 100-plus yard game today, he needs a 100-plus yard game next week as well. And by 100-plus yards, I mean 120-plus yards each game. And right now, Travis Kelce is sitting at 3 receptions for 26 yards. So he's going to need, or I should say 4 receptions for 31 yards. So he's going to need a whole lot more balls coming in his direction if he wants to eclipse George Kittle's record. Mugiwara Reaper says, came over from YouTube. What's happening? Glad that you tuned in. And let's take 1 second to see what's going on in Twitter world. We got Matt Wallach sends me a photo of Cowboys fans and their dismay. Hoodie Zay says, talk to me, Adonis, with Odell absolutely going off on Freddie Kitchens today. This man is out of a job in Cleveland. Absolutely. Jonathan says, I just looked up the Steelers' future opponents in 2020. They play in Buffalo. You should go to that game. DF says, my boy Chisel looking pretty fly, bro. I appreciate your support. IRB says 10-0. We got this, bro. Lamar Sorrell says, did you like that Gatorade shower Hines Ward got as the Jets offensive assistant? Well, I'm glad that he got it. He deserved it. Jeffrey Randall says, I need you to disrespect the life out of the Cowboys. I'm tired of wearing this jersey and knowing we ain't shit. Put us on blast. I definitely will. Travis Kelce picks up the first down. It seems as if they heard you, but there's laundry on the field. Adam Schefter tweets out, hard to believe the Raiders would have a path to the playoffs. Here's what would have to happen. The Raiders would have to beat the Broncos. The Ravens would have to beat the Steelers. The Texans would have to beat the Titans. The Colts would have to beat the Jaguars. So there's a chance. Nobody important says, yo, this could actually happen. Personally, I hope it does. First off, because of the long-suffering fans like Jason Fitz deserve some happiness. But I really want to see Chisel Adonis do his Gruden Grinder impersonation on commentary. Travis Kelce sets up the first and goal for the Kansas City Bloods, now inside the Sioux Whoop zone. Trips bunch to the left. Kelce in motion. Pass to Kelce into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. Well, I'll tell you this much. It turns out people are listening to you, Toxic State. Somebody must have heard, hey, all Travis Kelce needs is the football in his hand to go chase George Kittle's regular season, tight end record. And here he goes with 3 consecutive, receptions on this drive, 12 plays, 95 yards. Are you kidding me? 5-minute, 51-second drive. Kansas City is eating up clock and putting up points. First drive, 7 minutes and 58 seconds, 15 plays. Second drive, 3 minutes, 16 yards, 7 plays. Third drive, 6 minutes, 42 seconds, 95 yards, 13 plays. 17-0 lead in favor of the Bears. Pardon me, in favor of the Chiefs. All right, are we going to move out this 0 and put in a 7? Or the regular size 7? Or should we get a brand new 7? Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to move this 7 to this side. We're going to bring in another 7. Drum roll, please. Damn it, because we love saying it. You already know what time it is. Big ass 7. Big ass 7 for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to turn my head sideways and try to lean into the crevice. Wait. Bam. I'm in the crevice. I'm inside the 7. I'm in the 7. The big ass 7. Let's get the 7 down to normal size. Hashtag big ass 7. Hashtag hold my hot mic. As the Kansas City Chiefs take a 17-0 lead over the Chicago Bears in Soldier Field. What in the world are the Bears doing? Virtually nothing. And tweet out to your following the hashtag BigAss7. Mad Hatter Matador says that's a huge bitch. There's a pass from Trubisky, caught by Allen Robinson, moving the chains. 40 seconds left to play. The clock is still moving. Chicago on the move. And ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the Hot Mic app. If you have not already downloaded the Hot Mic app, do me a favor. Click those links. Use the promo code Adonis, all caps. Get the Hot Mic app. The simulcast will go down on YouTube. We will stream exclusively the second half on Hot Mic. $17-0 lead. Josh said he predicted that the Chiefs win by 3 touchdowns. Indeed you did. There's the dump off to Tariq Cohen, and the Chicago midget picks up 5. No time, 1 timeout remaining. They got to spike the, oh no, they can't spike it here. It's 3rd and 5. They've got to get a play here. 14 seconds left. Mitch Trubisky looking left. Pass incomplete, but it appears there's a flag on the play. This might be illegal illegal shift. (16 of 22 for Mahomes. Illegal shift on offense. Well, there it is. 10-second runoff. Chicago had a timeout. They stopped the runoff, but then they lose their final timeout. 12 seconds left to play. Bears trailing 17-0 in the first half. There's your quarterback comparison. Mitch Trubisky, 6 of 10 for 48 yards. Patrick Mahomes, 16 of 22, 160 yards. One thing is not like the other. Who was drafted first? Trubisky. Who's got more production? Mahomes. Who's got the MVP? Mahomes. Who's not advancing the football? But Trubisky. Because he connects with Wims, but there's 6 seconds left to play. They've got to get a spike. There's the snap. They get the ball down. I don't see the flag, and there it is. There was a false start on Anthony Miller, and there it is. It's going to go to the half. Illegal shift on Miller. This man could not stay set. He shifted his body. There's the 10-second runoff. We're going to the half. Chicago continues to shoot themselves in the foot. Plaxico Burress challenge. Lil Wayne challenge. Did he shoot himself in the foot? Brian Griffin challenge. All these individuals who done shot themselves in the foot, put the Chicago Bears right next to them. They can't do anything right. What a shame. What a shame. And ladies and gentlemen, we are tuned in on the Hot Mic app on YouTube. We are going to the break. And more importantly, the break is determination. So if you have not already, click those links and download the Hot Mic app. We are tuned into Hold My Nugget Studios for your 2019 NFL Week 16 Sunday Night Football game highlight commentary between the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Soldier Field to take on the Chicago Bears. We'll be right back after these messages. I've got a post-game video to record for the Steelers. And if you're tuned in on YouTube, click that like button. But more importantly, download the Hot Mic app. That is where you'll be able to catch the rest of the game. I will see you guys at the start of the third quarter. Everybody who's tuned in on Hot Mic, I appreciate you. Tweet out. Let your following know that you are watching the Chiseled Adonis. Don't keep me to yourself. Share me. Spread me like butter on toast. Spread me like syrup on a waffle. Do you spread syrup on a waffle? Or you just pour it on a waffle? Whatever the case may be, spread me like jelly or peanut butter all over a piece of bread. I have been your host, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. And I'll see you at the start of the third quarter. YouTube family, go over to the Hot Mic app. I'll see you guys shortly.